as one is to do at 2 in the morning and you forget to record your video, is go out to your car, open up your visors to provide some quality lighting, and record a video. Yeah, I messed up. Enjoy this creepy lighting. What we're going to talk about, though, is the new Daft Punk album. Listen to this album. I cannot push this any harder. I cannot specify this anymore. The new Daft Punk album is something, to me, an incredible album. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are like, it's not, doesn't sound like old Daft Punk. It's got a weird sound. It's very just ambient. Well, that's your opinion, and my opinion is everyone should own this album. And the weirdest thing to me is I listen to a lot of kind of music. I listen to metal, I listen to classical, I listen to Johnny Cash, not really country. I listen to pop sometimes. But there's one song that I can't even wrap my head around how I am so in love with it. It's the final track on the album. Can't remember what it's called right now. Converge, Contacts. I will put it in the info down there. Go listen to this album. And listen to this song in particular. I'm playing it right now. You probably can't hear it very well. We'll turn it up a little bit. Even then, put the song on. Song starts off with, sounds like an astronaut communicating back to base, saying that there's something floating, something spinning, it's got a flashing light. Sounds very NASA. It sounds like space. And you have these long, broad notes that come in. Again, just building that space feeling, that ambient, that sound. And I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, and it gets better and better. I think one of the things that I love is playing right now is just the clean drum track. It's not muddied up. It's not an effect. It's not. There's a lot of drums that you listen to that sound electronic, or like Metallica Saint Anger, you get like a trash can sound, which everyone has hated. It's just this clean, very firm, crisp drum sound. And it sounds a little off compared to the heavy electronic that you have going underneath it, but it fits so perfect. It's just so strong, and it's not anything over the top. It's not a huge drum solo. It's intermediate beat. It's not anything basic, but it plays, and it plays. Yeah, and it keeps playing. And it kind of builds this atmosphere that you just surround yourself with, and it paints this beautiful picture, and it gives you a sense of really what's going on. And what really pulls me in is probably halfway through the song. It switches over to the hi-hat, leaving it open, and just hitting it on single notes. There's not eighths, there's not sixteenths. It's just hitting it over and over again, and just simple, with the drum and bass alternating on 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. But there's this sound, this pitch, that just starts low and just builds. It just rises and rises, and you're like, okay, it's going to stop here. And then it continues into the next set, and it continues into the next set of bars, and it reaches higher and higher and higher. And it feels like this, I don't know, ambient experience that this rocket ship is like flying through space and just building up speed and faster and faster. And it just, something about it just like builds in you, and just this anticipation builds, and you just feel this energy that just builds and builds and builds. And it's the final track on the album, and I've never had a track that ends an album so incredibly well, because it builds, and then it just dies. It just ends. You get a little bit more, kind of like a coda, just to finish that song off. But it's so fantastic that this song needs to be experienced by everyone. It's not going to feel the same for everyone, just like art, just like every song, just like anything in life, any movie is going to be experienced differently by people. Where you're located, what your past experiences are, what your music taste is now, what everything that's going on in your life right now is surrounded by that song. And that will determine whether you like this song or not like this song. If you don't like it, leave me comments. Tell me how wrong I am. Post a response video. Tell me I'm stupid. Daft Punk is a horrible band. They're the worst thing to pop music since Britney Spears and NSYNC played at the Super Bowl halftime show. I don't care, but I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear your opinions. But if you agree with me, just don't say anything. Because every response I don't get, I'll assume you agreed with me, and I am the most correct person in the world. So, because it's 2 in the morning and I need to be up in 5 hours, we're going to call it a night. Check out this song. Check out Daft Punk. I guarantee you that you may or may not like it. That's a strong... I'm 100% sure that you will or will not have an opinion about this album. You can't be more guaranteed than that. Night.